Here's a short clip from my boy Fuller talking about how important it is to just take a moment. Enjoy. What's some things that you do to just you just stick to the dry humor and you just roll it off from what like from
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, dude, the dry humor is like my go-to. That's like the easiest way to deflect or process a difficult situation. But I think as I've gotten older, I've realized like I can't just do that forever. I actually have to
yeah.
sit down and like deal with these problems. So I've gotten better at like slowing down and trying to break down a situation and come up with like rational thoughts. And then I've also learned to just not blurt out like the first thing I say to like actually process. Like if my wife and I are having a discussion about something or talking about something, you know, it's easy when you get heated to just spit out the next thing that you want to say in a reaction to what somebody else previously just said. When the reality is now is, she probably didn't say something to upset me. I was probably just being too sensitive or was already upset, and that was a trigger for something else. So,
That's a good
like,
point.
yeah, yeah, man, it really is. And that's the truth. Like, it just, I've just had to learn to like slow down and process it. And it's okay to walk away from a conversation sometimes if it's if you think it's getting out of hand or you can't calmly think through something. It's okay to be like, look, this is getting a little heated. Let's take a break. I'm going to think about this and we'll come back and talk about it in 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll go out in the garage, man, and I'll just sit in a chair or, I'll get a wire brush and clean rust off of something or whatever, and then come back in. And now that I've had time to process it and think about it, I can sometimes come up with like a reasonable
Yeah.
thing to contribute to whatever's happening.
Check one two. Check one two. Yeah, it works. That's why it's so important just to take a moment and pause. Don't react. Don't say anything that might be out of just a reaction. I actually will say that my wife and I started understanding this a lot lately, and it's very, very powerful. Yeah, for people that don't know me and people that don't know my story, a year ago I fell pretty hard. I'd say a triple kick to the nuts as a man. But you know what? You get better by learning from your own mistakes and understanding more about your own past and your history and how you function. And I believe strongly in helping other people out and creating and building others up spiritually and mentally. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Manny. I promote all things that's positive, and I'm new, so I'm learning. And from life experiences, three takeaways. Always look at competence, your own competence in what you're trying to do, your intentions. I'm faithful, so to each their own, but it doesn't hurt to be a better person and have the strongest and best intentions in everything you do. And then the third thing is to always reflect on what you do every single day. If you're not reflecting, you're not learning. And if you're not listening, you're not learning. So, as Larry King said, I've never learned anything by talking. Such a powerful statement. I love this dude. Fuller was an old NCO that I had, and he was one of the most encouraging, inspiring people that I had to have worked with. Uh, it's not what we do now that defines us, it's what we're willing to do and what we're learning from others and not make the mistakes. That's why I'm saying it's so important to just take a moment and pause, guys. If you're in the grind of it, if you're in the middle of it, and you're just trying to figure out how to get off your feet, a little bit of my backstory. A year ago, my wife almost divorced. I checked out of the marriage and I just decided that I wanted a different path. Thankfully, we're still together and we're stronger now than ever. And so, no matter what other people think, that's their own opinion. But one thing that I wanted to share with you guys is that I realized the power of just trying to be humble, even when you've been kicked on the knees. I went through messages that I had sent out a year ago, and one, I couldn't believe what I might have said. Two, um, I learned that the power of just not letting some people have an advantage over you. Don't let people in on your life. Absorb what's going on, process it, and make the best out of what you've been given and what you made yourself. You can only control yourself. You can't control anybody else. Those were the words that was given to me, and those are very, very powerful words. You cannot control anybody else besides yourself. And so a year ago, I was in a pretty low spot, and it's funny because I made a video to my wife, and she still thinks that was fake and unauthentic. But I'll tell you what, I'm very happy that I did that, because it just, to me, I look back and I was like, no, that was me actually being genuine. If you kicked out of your house, if you got to a point that you're not even proud of and you can't believe what happens, guys, it's all right. It's crazy because when you don't get an emotional connection as a man, physical is a whole different story. But when you're not getting acknowledged, if you're not feeling the emotional side of it that you should be, any bit of attention from anybody else just feels good. So, and that's what happened with me. And when things got uncovered, it was, no matter what, it always hurts. So, I strongly recommend marriage counseling, individual counseling, both of which I currently seek just to become better. And it's okay. I'm active duty, and I'm sure whatever you're doing in your current life, I'm sure that they would agree, whatever your employee is, or if you're self-employed, it makes you a better person for asking for help. But it only works if you're honest with yourself. So you have to be honest, or if you're just telling yourself the lies that you want to believe, you're never going to grow. And people will smell that a mile away. So, yeah, here's the video that I made a year ago, and always seek to improve. And then the 3 things, once more time: competence, intentions, reflection. You work on those 3, you're going to be dangerous. Later.
Here I am on a deflated air mattress without you. There's a room, nothing to do, no kids, no you. I'm a piece of shit still. I'm not a piece of shit for life, though. Not everything you believe is true. I know how your mind is going, and I know what I can do. I don't want to see my kids yet because it hurts me too much. I need to absorb how much of a piece of shit I am as a dad. You know I'm a great dad. I know I can be a better husband. So, I'm gonna let my kids just think I'm a piece of shit and just really just let that marinate in my head. So, I'm over here. I have a little bit of going out with my friends, which you can always see. But mainly, for the majority of the day, I'm learning my actions. I'm so happy you're at Need NGOs. I actually do like them a lot, and I like their feedback, and I like their perspectives. I don't think they're that toxic. So, bye.